Is that honey in your jar really honey? Is that expensive olive oil truly from Italian groves? Or is that premium rice you paid for just a cheap counterfeit? Every year, the global food industry is rocked by fraud worth billions, leaving you, the consumer, questioning what's really on your plate. But what if we could end this deception? What if a tiny strand of DNA could expose the truth, making our food system honest again? Welcome to the Fields of Innovation YouTube channel. Smart farming starts here. Discover the future of agriculture, where we share information about technology applied in agriculture. Today, we're diving into a DNA revolution that's silently transforming our food. We'll explore a powerful scientific tool that promises to restore trust and transparency from farm to fork. The central question we'll be investigating is, can DNA testing make agriculture more honest and transparent? Join us as we uncover how this groundbreaking technology is fighting fraud and securing the future of our food. So, what exactly is this revolutionary tool? It's called DNA barcoding. Let's break it down without the intimidating scientific jargon. Think about a barcode you see at the supermarket. When scanned, it instantly tells the cashier everything about that product: its name, price, and origin. DNA barcoding works on the same principle, but for living things. Every species on Earth, from the smallest insect to the largest tree, carries a unique signature within its DNA. Scientists have discovered that they can identify any species by looking at a very short, standardized segment of its genetic code. This short segment acts as a universal barcode of life. This isn't just a concept, it's a globally recognized system. Massive databases, like the Barcode of Life data systems, or BOLD, act as a global library of these genetic barcodes. When a scientist takes a sample from an unknown plant or animal, they sequence its genetic barcode and compare it to this library. If there's a match, they can identify the species with incredible accuracy. This powerful method is already being used by international bodies like the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) to tackle major challenges in food and agriculture. It's a simple yet profound idea, using nature's own identification system to bring clarity and truth to our world. The real power of DNA barcoding comes alive when we see its applications in agriculture. This technology is not some futuristic fantasy. It's being used right now to solve real-world problems affecting the food you eat every day. Its versatility is remarkable, touching nearly every category of food production. For instance, consider staple crops like rice, corn, and soybeans. Different varieties have different values and qualities. DNA barcoding can verify if a bag labeled as premium basmati rice truly contains that variety, or if it's been mixed with a cheaper grain. This ensures that farmers get paid fairly for their high-quality crops and that you get what you pay for. The same principle applies to high-value fruits. Is that expensive Kona coffee from Hawaii? Or is it a blend of cheaper beans? Are those Honeycrisp apples genuine, or a different, less flavorful variety? DNA barcoding can authenticate the origin and variety of these products, protecting brands and regional reputations. It's also a powerful weapon against adulteration. For years, the honey industry has been plagued by producers mixing real honey with cheap sugar syrups. Similarly, the seafood industry faces the rampant problem of mislabeling, where a cheap fish is sold as a more expensive one. DNA testing can instantly detect these frauds, ensuring the purity of the product. Beyond the consumer product, this technology is vital at the very beginning of the supply chain. The seeds. Farmers in many parts of the world, including the US, Canada, and Australia, rely on purchasing high-quality seeds. Counterfeit seeds can lead to catastrophic crop failures. DNA barcoding certifies seed purity, stopping fraud in its tracks and protecting farmers' livelihoods. Furthermore, as consumer demand for organic and non-GMO products grows, DNA barcoding provides a scientific method to verify these claims, building market trust and giving credibility to ethical producers. From the lab to the field, this technology is grounding the science of genetics in our daily lives, making us all think more about the journey of our food. The benefits of DNA barcoding ripple throughout the entire food system, creating a stronger, more transparent, and more equitable industry for everyone involved. At its core, this technology is a powerful tool against the multi-billion-dollar problem of food fraud. By providing a definitive way to authenticate products, it strengthens the integrity of the supply chain from the farm all the way to the supermarket shelf. This, in turn, boosts consumer confidence. When people trust that the labels on their food are accurate, they are more willing to invest in quality products, which benefits the entire market. This system creates a cycle of mutual protection. Farmers who invest in growing premium, authentic produce are protected from being undercut by fraudulent competitors. They receive the credit and financial reward they deserve for their hard work. At the same time, consumers are protected from deception, ensuring they get the safe, high-quality food they paid for. But the benefits extend beyond economics. DNA barcoding has a significant environmental dimension. It can be used to monitor and protect endangered species. Whether it's preventing illegally harvested timber from entering the market or ensuring that fish are sourced from sustainable populations. By guaranteeing traceable sourcing, we can better protect our planet's biodiversity. Finally, in our increasingly globalized world, this technology is crucial for international trade. Many countries, particularly in the EU and the US, have strict import standards. DNA data provides exporters with undeniable proof that their products meet these regulations, smoothing the path for international commerce and ensuring that global food trade is both fair and safe. The overarching vision is optimistic. By harnessing the power of genetics, we can clean up the global food chain, making it more reliable, sustainable, and just for everyone. So, how does this process actually work? Let's demystify the science and walk through the journey from a sample to a result. It's a clear step-by-step story. It all begins with collecting a sample. This could be a farmer in a field taking a leaf from a crop, an inspector at a port grabbing a few grains of rice, or a scientist in a lab taking a tiny piece of a fish fillet. The sample is small, but it holds all the genetic information needed. Next, in the laboratory, the DNA is extracted from the sample. Using basic lab equipment like centrifuges and pipettes, scientists isolate the DNA from the rest of the cellular material. Once the pure DNA is obtained, the third step is to amplify the specific barcode genes. Think of it like making millions of photocopies of a single page in a massive library. Scientists use a technique to target and replicate a specific short gene sequence, such as RBCL or MATK in plants, creating enough copies to be analyzed. The fourth step is sequencing. This amplified DNA is fed into a sequencing machine, which reads the genetic code and translates it into digital data string of letters representing the unique genetic makeup of that barcode region. This data is then compared against global databases like the Barcode of Life data systems. This is the moment of truth. The software scans millions of known barcodes to find a match for the sample. When a match is found, it's a powerful visual confirmation of the species' identity. This clear, methodical process turns a complex science into a straightforward, reliable tool for verification, educating us without overwhelming us. Of course, no technology is a perfect solution, and it's important to have a balanced and realistic view. DNA barcoding faces its own set of challenges and limitations. One of the biggest hurdles is economic. The cost of DNA testing, while decreasing, can still be a significant barrier for small-scale farmers or producers in developing nations. They may not be able to afford regular testing, leaving them vulnerable in a system that increasingly relies on it. There are also technical limitations. Setting up a lab for DNA analysis requires expensive infrastructure and, more importantly, highly trained personnel to run the tests and interpret the results accurately. This expertise isn't available everywhere. The science itself can present complications. For example, some closely related species have very similar DNA barcodes, making them difficult to distinguish. Furthermore, modern agriculture, with its complex hybrid crops and genetically modified organisms, GMOs, can blur the genetic boundaries, making a definitive identification tricky. Policy also lags behind the technology. Currently, there is a lack of globally recognized standards for how DNA-based traceability should be implemented, creating inconsistencies between countries. However, these challenges are fueling innovation. Biotech startups and universities are actively working on solutions, like developing handheld, portable DNA sequencers that could make testing cheaper, faster, and accessible even in remote locations. Acknowledging these limitations doesn't weaken the case for DNA barcoding. It adds depth and honesty to the conversation, which is crucial for finding workable, real-world solutions. Looking ahead, the future of genetic traceability is incredibly bright and full of visionary potential. DNA barcoding is not the end of the story. It's the foundation for the next generation of food integrity systems. We are on the cusp of integrating this technology with other cutting-edge tools like artificial intelligence and blockchain. Imagine AI algorithms that can instantly analyze massive amounts of DNA data from around the world, identifying patterns of fraud or tracking the spread of a crop disease in real time. Then, imagine that verified data being secured on a blockchain, creating an unchangeable, transparent record of a product's journey from farm to table. The technology is also becoming more accessible. The development of portable DNA scanners is set to be a game-changer. Soon, a food inspector at a port, a chef in a kitchen, or even a consumer in a market could perform a real-time test to verify a product's authenticity on the spot. Policy is beginning to catch up, too. Governments in the EU, UK, and US are moving toward making DNA-based traceability mandatory for high-value or high-fraud risk products, like premium seafood, honey, and olive oil. This is all part of a larger movement toward climate-smart agriculture, where transparency and sustainability are not just ideals, but verifiable standards. DNA barcoding is positioned to be a cornerstone of this future, ensuring that as our food system evolves, it does so with integrity. In the end, the story of DNA barcoding is about much more than just science. It's a powerful combination of science, trust, and sustainability. It's about empowering farmers to get credit for their authentic work, enabling consumers to trust what they buy, and helping us all protect the biodiversity of our planet. This technology gives us a tool to hold the global food system accountable, ensuring it becomes fairer, safer, and more transparent for everyone. Now, we turn the question to you. Would you trust food that has been verified by DNA technology? We encourage you to share your perspective. Leave your thoughts below. Do you believe DNA testing should be mandatory for food traceability? Your voice is crucial in this conversation. Thank you for joining us on Fields of Innovation.